Okay, so here we are again. You now know how to document your clinicals under Opportunities in Platinum. So now I'm going to show you how to document your labs. So, like I said, once you sign in to your Platinum account, you'll always get this message. It'll always show up. You will document labs under Platinum Planner side, not EMS testing. You'll be under Platinum Planner. Like I said, you'll click on whatever class you're in. And then up at the top, you will have all of your tabs. So here you have your labs tab. So you'll go to My Labs. And just like you did your opportunity, you will come over here and create a new lab. So when you're creating a new lab, you'll come to your class. It'll be the only option available to you. And you'll name this Lab Day number 1, or whatever your instructor advises you name it. Say you're doing iGels this day, you can say iGel Lab. You'll do your start date and end time and peer reviewer. If you have a peer reviewer, you will click on them and you can add them. However, your clinical side of things, as far as accepting a lab document, will not be able to be accepted until your peer reviewer reviews the lab. So my suggestion is no peer reviewers on all of your labs. It makes it so much easier for the instructors, and you will have physical copies that your peers will have to sign in peer-reviewed labs in general. So you do not need to create a peer reviewer. All of your classmates will show up under here, but my suggestion is to do no peer reviewer. After that, you're going to create new lab. I already have a lab open, so I'm not going to create another one. Once you create your lab, it'll open up similar to your opportunities. It will look like this. You will have your name, which is Lab Day number 1, your start date and your end time, your class, and you can always go back and change this if you messed up your date or your times, whatever it may be. So once you are in and ready to document labs, you will go over here to Lab Documents and Skills Performed and Submit Lab. These are your tabs down here. When you're adding the lab that you've done, you will go to Add Remove Skills, and you can search the skill that you want to use. I suggest you just use all classification, because then you can see everything and you can see everything that's required of you. So right now, let's just say you're applying a C-collar. So when you want a lab to show up that you have completed, you have to click on it. So apply a C-collar. We'll add that one. And say we established IV access. Cool. So after that, you'll want to click both of those, make sure there's a check mark in this box, and you will close. So once you click on them, they automatically come down. So, like I said, we chose to apply a C-collar. So we'll click the drop down for C-collar, and you will add a new attempt. This is going to be pretty much the information from your lab performed. So what time did you perform it? What age was your patient? And if you performed this by talking through a run sheet, or by say you just showed your instructor on a mannequin that you knew how to put on a C-collar, this is going to be a low fidelity type of patient. So you put a C-collar on a mannequin. That's a low fidelity C-collar application. And it was an adult mannequin. Or it could have been a pediatric mannequin. It could have been a geriatric mannequin. Whatever it was. You applied the C-collar. It's low fidelity if you applied it to a mannequin. If your mannequin happens to move or breathe on its own or spurt blood or any of those fancy things, this is going to be a high fidelity mannequin. Your high fidelity mannequins I highly doubt you'll be applying C-collars to, but if you do, it's a high fidelity ordeal. If it's just one of the mannequins that don't do anything but lay there, low fidelity. If you are doing this on each other, so if you are performing it as like you're showing your instructor that you can put a C-collar on by placing it on a classmate, this is alive. And what I do in order to keep up with everything I did, so you can say C-collar placed on Sam or whoever your classmate was. And then down here you'll want to make sure you mark your skill either successful or unsuccessful. It is okay to have unsuccessful skills. They still need to be documented. Say you attempted to put on a C-collar on your classmate and you did it absolutely wrong. That is totally fine. You messed it up. Cool. Just document it. You document an unsuccessful C-collar application and you save it. It's okay. When you go back and you try again and you get it right, you're going to want to document it as successful. And once you do that, you'll save your skill and it will show up as a skill that is completed. So after this, and you are completely finished with documenting all of your labs, so say you performed 4 lab skills in one day, like so, you want to make sure that you've documented everything on here. After that, you're going to go to lab documents. This is where your instructor, once again, has the option to ask you to place a paper, like a picture of the paper copy of your skill performed and upload it into the Documents tab. Like I said, this is completely up to your instructor and what they choose to do, if that's what they choose to do. But you'll just select your file and add it here. After that, you are going to submit your lab. So when you submit your lab for review, it'll go straight to your instructor. Your instructor will be able to see all of your successful and unsuccessful skills, and they'll be able to approve it. Like I said, you'll just click here, click Submit Documentation, and then it's gone. So if you have not documented all of your skills performed under this one lab date, and you submit it, you cannot get it back. So just make sure that you have everything documented for the one lab day before you submit. So once you submit, like I said, straight to the instructor, we'll approve it, and then it'll come up as completed progress. And that is how you document labs.